Hey, what's up, everybody? Good to be back with you again. We're against Vaiala Tongan today, and we'll see how we do. Technically, it's a home match, but there's really no such thing as a home match and an away match, so we'll see what happens here. We do have a couple of changes here, including Han Jong-sung, who is going to be playing up at top. This is mostly to give Maele a little bit of rest time, although I see that he's not entirely tired. We're trying to make sure the condition's good for all of this, and we want to make sure we've seen a little bit of all of our players. If I auto size all columns here, you can see that some of the guys that we have starting today have not started for us before, and that leaves really only the goalkeeper and then Chris Kaleopa, who is injured, as the only players who haven't started for us yet or haven't seen any game time for us yet. So let's see how we do. I can't guarantee victory since we have a bunch of players who are not our best players out there going out there for us. But we'll see what happens. And the idea, as always, is to give everybody a little bit of a shot and a little bit of a chance. And if things go too poorly, we do have some guys on the bench who can, at least in theory, turn around and maybe take the game into their own hands and push something good forward for us. We are in first place, of course, 15 points, which means that if we do poorly in this match, we still should be okay. This Tongan team that we're playing against is around 7th place, and they're supposed to be favorites actually in this, so we'll see what happens. And they end up with the ball here at the very, very beginning, and we'll see what happens. You know, at this level, though, anything is possible. It's Moy who goes back and gets that one, passes it forward for Loke. Loke will take this one up himself, passes it forward, finds Han, and he is offside. And so, I mean, Maele could have done the same thing, right? It's not like, oh, no, Maele would never have been offside. He's been offside more often than I can count. It's Atu with the ball. He knocks this one forward, looking for Han, can't find him. It's I can't pronounce his name as soon as I look at it. Here is Han again, and he is probably, no, he misses instead of being offside. He ends up missing completely. Fa'amona is the man there on the right wing. He had passed it over to Milani, who knocked it over to Han. And really, Han, it looks like he has some pretty good pace, but probably needs to have a little bit more direction there on his shot, which is, of course, a worrying thing. Now, we do have reinforcements coming, but not until November after the season is done. That's when we'll get some players over who are a little bit better, and it's Loke who's giving up a penalty here. That's kind of a... they're going to give him a yellow card, and here comes the penalty. That was kind of a weak foul, I would say. I would expect us, if we're going to give up a penalty, to actually knock the other player to the ground instead of just tapping him there on the ankle. At any rate, it is Petu Poli who has the goal, and it's 1-0 for them, and we're behind for, I think, the first time so far this season. Maybe we were behind before and I forgot about it. You can let me know down below if you've been following whether we've been behind before or not. And it's Milani who wins this one off over to Valali, and Mo has attempted clearing it after Valali loses possession and kicks it into his own man, and there's goal number 2 for Petapoli, and this is not what we like to see. So this is helping to tell us, like, is the success we've been had due to our tactics, or is it just due to some players who are playing really, really well, or what exactly is happening? It looks like it's due in large part to players who are playing well. We do have some of our defenders who are resting today, which is, I think, part of the problem that we have there in the back. Ryan Coulter, in particular, there in center back, looks like he's not having the best game of his life. And so now we are down 2-0, and we have to do something to try to get back into this match. Not too surprising, though, if we end up losing this match. And as I think I said before, we're actually expected to lose. Loke with this over to Milani. Milani knocks this forward looking for Han, and here he is with a shot from the middle of nowhere, and it goes to nothing. So, again, I mean, it's not great. I can't fault Han too much for doing that, though, because there's nobody else up there with him. And this is one of the problems with playing at this level, which is that, I mean, you wonder how good any of your teammates are. Milani with this now over on the left wing. And that was a fairly good shot on goal. And we do want him to be aggressive, but again, that's a little bit too far away to shoot from. Collins with the throw over to Milani, back to Collins. Collins over to Moy, and he looks up for Han, and Han just can't get onto that. He's just a little bit slow. And so you can see that we still haven't quite graduated from the lump it forward school yet. It's Faamona over to Malani. Malani passes this forward to Han, and Han there with the shot on goal and really should have scored that. I'm not sure how he missed that angle either. And it's another goal kick for them. We have had a rush of good form here recently, and it's Malani and the other Malani who are sort of fighting over possession. Han ends up scoring the goal. Is he onside? I'm not seeing a flag up anywhere, so that's his first goal of the season for us, and he finally gets one through. So it was the one Malani to the other Malani. Both of their first names start with P, so you can't tell them apart. And yeah, he was onside, and all he had to do was didn't even round the keeper, really. He just sort of took it at a good angle and shot it. And you get this feeling when you look at how he's been shooting that he just really wants to shoot that there with his left foot there from that left side. So in the future, if we do go to a two-striker formation, we're going to have to make sure that he is on the left side, because when he was shooting from the right side, he kept shooting it too far to the left. And Loke here with the free kick, and it's knocked back over to Faamona, and he knocks it forward over to Han. And Han has a bunch of players following him, so he knocks it backwards, and it's lumped up this time to Loke over to Malani, and now we have something going. And Malani just takes a shot on goal. He had a couple of guys he could have passed it to, but I think it was probably the right thing to do to shoot there, that is. And the score remains 2-1, and we have to get the ball back, and we do, yes. And it is Avalai who passes it to Loke. Loke over and knocks this one forward looking for Malani, and he is going to find him. It is forward to Han. And how did he miss that? It was a sitter. That was a sitter. He's right at point-blank range, and he still misses this somehow. I don't know how you missed that shot. I could probably have hit that. I mean, look at how ridiculous this is. There's the ball right there, and he goes with it, and it's that left foot that he's using. That's the problem. And anyway, he needs to bring that down if that's what he's going to do, instead of knocking it over to the side and into nothing. And it's Coulter, and he gets the tackle, but it doesn't do anything. And that's awful by our goalkeeper. And that is the hat trick for Petupoli. And so the penalty I could excuse. The second goal I also think we didn't have much of a chance on. Two missed tackles, I should say. And Petupoli just knocks this one forward, and Atu doesn't look like he knows what game he's playing. I mean, it's an awful attempt to save, and he's behind the shot. 3-1 now we are behind, and let's see if we can get something else going. Collins with the throw over to Malani. Malani with this knocks it over for Faamona, and that one is just over the top of the goal. I thought that was in for a second. And it's Collins again with the throw. Collins over to Malani, one of the Malanis, that is. And Faamona's header forces a really good save by their keeper. And he goes back looking for the other Malani, and he can't quite get a head onto it. And this also was not really a bad offensive move. So you can see that we have all of the offense that we need. It's the defense that is really suffering today. And we do have some problems there, especially in midfield. And I think we're always going to have those as long as we have our current staff here on this club. Once we get the new transfers in, we should do a little bit better. It's Han again in a great position. Boy, Jo Sung Han with that magic left foot, and it's 3-2, and they've called that back for offside. And let's see if he actually was. Yeah, he was offside. He was offside by about a foot, which is kind of sad because you look at him. I guess he hit that with his right foot, didn't he? But that was an amazing shot, and that was a pretty well done thing. Atu takes that from their goalkeeper, knocks this one forward. Han is fouled, and there's no call. And I'm not sure how we missed that one either. So Malani ends up missing this one. Han is knocked down. That's pretty deliberate, and the referee misses that. Malani just chooses, I guess, the wrong angle. I guess that's what we kind of blame that one on. I'm not 100% sure, and it remains 3-1. And it's going to be halftime here in a second, and here is halftime, and we need to make a couple of changes here. This was kind of ridiculous, and we do need to sort this one out. I agree that we have been terrible so far, and this guy is not playing very well, so we'll put Corey Norty out. This guy has not been playing well. We put Walter Alassam, and Jermaine Collins looks pretty poor. So we'll put Palepua on for him. And then let's see. That's probably going to be good enough, I think. 3 changes here, and we'll see if we can do something here to win this one over again. Palepua knocks this one forward, looking for I don't know who. Ikuvalu, their goalkeeper, has a foot on it, and Atu gets his head onto that one as a interception over to Ryan Coulter, over to Moy now. Moy knocks this one forward over to Malani, And Milani, oh man, he tried to dump that one over the keeper's head. And unfortunately for us, their keeper is tall enough to grab that out of midair. Really poor match there for Jermaine Collins. Not sure if we're going to start him ever again. Milani with this ball now, and he knocks this one forward for Han, who's in a good position, and he has it taken away from him. We may need to substitute Han out. In fact, I think that is what we're going to do right now, because he has shown that he can't score those sitters, and so on comes Maile. And he'll be really happy to have a chance here. And let's see if he can actually take advantage of it or not. And Ikuvalu, their goaltender, has the ball. He knocks it forward, ends up with Maile. Maile over to Nordi. Nordi playing an unfamiliar position over to Milani. Now Milani, and it's over to Maile, and it's 3-2, just like that. How about that? You come on, and he hasn't even been on for 5 minutes, and he scores a goal, and we're down by 1 all of a sudden. And that's what Norti and Maile do. I don't think Norti cares what position he's playing in. That's a really, really, really uncomfortable position for him there on whatever side it is that we have him on, but I don't think it really matters. And that was pretty interesting. Walter Assam now with the ball into Milani. Over to Walter again, and it's over to the other Milani, and that one just missed. That would have been the equalizer right there. And we came very, very close to equalizing this one. And the header is in favor of Norti. He knocks it over to the back part of Maile's foot. Walter Assam with his now, and he looks forward to Maile, whose shot ends up going kind of nowhere. I think he's a little bit over-eager here. He didn't really need to take this one first time, right, as you can see. But he's a little bit over-eager, trying to do, I think, a little bit too much here at once. If he uses his head a little bit, I think he would realize that he could have rounded the keeper and it would have been just fine. And so we will continue with this match. We have about 20 minutes or so left to try to get an equalizer. Let's see if we can do it. We might need to actually shout something at the players for a change. I don't want to do instructions. I want to shout, and let's do a little demand more shout and see what can happen. Probably Pua with it over to Walter Assam. Walter Assam with it, takes it up by himself, and knocks it forward there to Milani. Milani over to Loke. Loke pass again, and he does pass again, and Milani is fouled, and that was a hard tackle, and it should be a penalty, and it's going to be Loke taking this penalty. Is this going to equalize or not? Let's see. Loke takes a step back and pushes forward and scores that one, and he was always going to score that, and sent the goalkeeper in the wrong direction, and it's 3-3. This is a brand new game, isn't it? And if we get a single point out of this because of a draw, it'll be a success because we were behind. But I think we can go for the gusto and go for the win. And boy, those substitutions made a huge difference, didn't they? So it's not about the tactic, it's about the players, and it's about how they play together. And that was almost a goal for them, and that was kind of ridiculous by our defense. Walter Assam with his throw over to Milani, one of the two. Milani back to Ryan Coulter. Coulter kind of tired right now. Lumps this one forward to nobody. It's a really poor decision, and it's Palipua who heads this one forward. It ends up, however, with them on the attack. And here is a counterattack, and there's that man Petupoli. Petupao, however, is able to get it back, but it goes back to Petupoli, and he scores, and that was pretty poor. And we need to do a little bit better than that. And that was Atu's mistake. He needed to not come forward on that one at all. Palipua looked like he had won that one off for the second, and then he let his guy get in behind him. And Atu doesn't know how to play as a goaltender. I mean, that's just all there is to it. A reasonable goaltender, I think, would have been able to stop this, or at least get himself in the right position. And there was a player offside, but he wasn't really involved in the play itself. So, I guess we can sort of accept it. This is who? It is Petupoli again. Is he going to score 5? And no, Atu finally this time knows that what he's supposed to do is grab the ball, and he does grab it, and then knocks this back to the other direction. Looking for Maile, can't quite find him. And it is there Samuleu who has the ball now. I think every team has a Samuleu. And he knocks this one backwards and forwards, and there's the shot, and Atu is able to grab onto that one. 10 minutes left, so let's hurry it up, boys. Atu knocks this one deep, which is what we want him to do, but he knocks it deep to about nobody. Then Milani is able to win the interception over to Maile after that tackle over to Corey Norti, and he's going to do what? Pass back to Walter Assam, over looking for Milani, can't find him. Palipua gets it over to Atu now. Atu back to Palipua, and it's looking forward for Maile, who didn't know where the ball was, and this ends up with them for a goal kick. And this is lumped again, almost over everyone's heads. Loke with it. Now over to Milani. Milani over to Maele, who's in there behind the defense and to score the equalizer. And is he onside is the question. And he is onside, and that's 2 goals there for Maele, and it's 4-4 just like that. I mean, what an amazing period of play that one was. And Maele he's got the speed and just can get past everybody, and he has the shot. He looks like he doesn't even belong in this league. I have to remember this guy's name for when we do leave here, because this might be one to keep with us. So Maele, easily the leading goal scorer in the league, and it is them with a corner again, and we got to watch out because it could all come crashing down here. And there it goes up, and there it goes down. And I'm not sure who got ahead onto that one, but he knocked into the stratosphere. And so they end up with another corner. And let's see what happens with this one, huh? And it's going to be Dong here taking it, and he takes his time. I'm not quite sure why. I guess it's because we're the home team or something like that. It's over there onto the side, and Corey Norty is charged with the foul. And so this is, I think, the first corner, yes. And it was Palepua who sent that ball into orbit. And so good job by Palepua. I can tell that we need to start him in every match because the rest of this defense is hopeless. And Palepua with an excellent defensive move there. That's what you're supposed to do. And it's over to Milani. Milani now, we have a chance for a counterattack and for a potential win. Over to Maele. Maele with the header in this just at the wrong angle. That would have been amazing. Totally against the run of play here if we had a winner right there. And it looks like we are going to end up with a draw unless something dramatic happens here at the end. Is Ryan Coulter with it over to Norty. He knocks it back to Atu. That's the wrong way to go, guys. Wrong goal. Atu knocks this one forward, looking for Loke, finds him over to Norty and over to Maele, who's in behind the defense, and he takes a wild shot at it that goes over everybody's head. And boy, I thought for a second that was going to be it. Man, oh man. It was Loke over to Norty. Maele in a very good position, and he exploded on this ball, and he exploded just a little bit too much. And that's going to be a goal kick, and that's going to be the end of this match. So we dominated in XG, 4.68 to their 2.11. 4-4 is the scoreline. We've learned a lot about this club, I'll tell you that, and that was a real exciting one, and I will see you tomorrow, hopefully with another exciting one. Talk to you then. Bye.